Hello everyone. So in this session we are starting with the classes of kingdom fungi. In the last session we studied about the characteristic features of kingdom fungi. The characteristic features of kingdom fungi we studied where the habitat of fungi, what type of fungi do we have, the disease causing fungi, useful fungi and everything, how they reproduce, the structure of fungi and the asexual. In the reproduction we studied about the vegetative mode of reproduction, asexual mode of reproduction, sexual mode of reproduction. So all these type of characteristic features we studied in the last session. In this session we are going to start with the classes of kingdom fungi. On what basis kingdom fungi has been classified? So the characteristics are, one is based on the morphology of mycelium. Let me write that. So we are in the kingdom fungi. So in the kingdom fungi, in this concept, so we are studying the classification of fungi. So what I am telling you now, I am telling you about the characters. On those basis kingdom fungi has been classified into number of classes. So one is based on the morphology of mycelium. So what is mycelium? Mycelium, it is a network of hyphae. What is hyphae? Hyphae is a long tube, slender like filamentous form. It is a hyphae. So morphology of mycelium based on the spores, asexual spores, production of asexual, based on the production of asexual spores and based on the production of sexual spores. So on all these bases, on all these three bases, the kingdom fungi has been grouped into many classes. Out of all, the one what we are studying in this session is, the one is phycomycetes. Phycomycetes. The second class is ascomycetes. Ascomycetes. The third is deuteromycetes. The fourth one is basidiomycetes. Okay. The third one is basidiomycetes. Fourth one is deuteromycetes. So what is that? These are the four major classes of kingdom fungi. So many classes are there, but only four major groups have been included in your syllabus. Okay. So now we will start studying one by one by giving few examples. We will study the characteristic features of phycomycetes, examples of phycomycetes, how they reproduce, where they can where we can see these phycomycetes. So we will start studying about the phycomycetes. So phycomycetes are mostly most of the phycomycetes members. It means what? Members means what? The organisms, the fungi species comes under phycomycetes. They are, majority of them find in aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat in sense found in the moist places, in the water regions, so on. Okay, so and also they are found on the decaying matter, found in or available in the decaying matter. So the next is decaying matter or dead or on the tree trunks, tree logs. So where the damp places are there, will be there, no, in that places the phycomycetes are available. The next is the phycomycetes are obligate parasites. And some of the members are saprophytes. Okay, so parasites or saprophytes, obligate parasites or saprophytes. So let me tell you about the obligate parasite. If it do not get, if the phycomycetes do not get the host cell, they cannot complete their life cycle. So that kind of parasites or that kind of phycomycetes are known to be obligate parasite. Okay. And coming to the morphology of mycelium. Morphology of mycelium is whether they are having septa or whether they are having a single nucleus or multi-nucleus. On that basis, if we start studying the character of phycomycetes, they are aseptate and like mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic. Aseptate and cenocytic. Mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic. What does it mean? It means it is simple. Aseptate means without cross wall. Cenocytic means there will be number of nucleuses. Consider this is one hyphae. Without cross wall, and the cytoplasm is filled with number of nucleus. So this condition is known as aseptate and cenocytic. Okay, so now coming to the reproduction part, the reproduction takes place both by means of asexual and sexual type of reproduction takes place. Now coming to the asexual type of reproduction, the asexual type takes place by forming zoospores and or not and aplanospores. Now what does it mean, zoospores and aplanospores? So asexual reproduction it means what? It is going to increase its population. How? By means of reproducing by asexually without involving any gametes and all. The hyphae it itself can give rise to the zoospores or aplanospores, the phycomycetes under which whatever the organisms comes, those organisms reproduce by means of asexual by reproducing zoospores. Now, what does it mean? Zoospores are nothing but the motile spores. Motile spores means maybe they are having any flagellas and all. Through that or by means of flagella they can move from one place to other place. And now coming to the aplanospore, it is opposite to the zoospore. It is known as non-motile. So these non-motile structures, they too are going to produce from the hyphae or from the mycelium of phycomycetes. So whenever they releases from the organism, from the parent, when it falls on the substratum, it germinate and give rise to the new phycomycete organism. So these are all the things comes under the asexual reproduction. So now you have to remember, what you have to remember, asexual reproduction takes place by means of zoospores. Those are motile in nature, or also it takes place by means of aplanospores. The aplanospores are non-motile in nature. Okay. Now coming to the sexual mode of reproduction. The sexual reproduction takes place by the formation of zygospores. Now what does it mean? The zygospores? The zygospore is nothing but when the fusion of male and female gamete of what? Of phycomycete organism. The members of phycomycetes, when they start reproducing by releasing the gametes, male gametes and female gametes, the fusion of male gamete and female gamete, that the available occurrence of the structure after the fusion, the structure is known as zygospore. So zygospore, these zygospores germinate and it passes or it produces into a new phycomycete body, fungi body. Okay. So now coming to the, let me tell you, so zygospores are the resultant product of sexual reproduction. Okay. So for the sexual reproduction, it need two gametes. Those are male and female gamete. Now let me tell you, there are two types of male gametes and female gametes. The male gamete, if male gamete and female gamete appear similar in morphology. Concentrate on my word, consider, this is a male gamete and female gamete. It looks similar, nothing is we cannot differentiate which is male and which is female. These kind of gametes which look similar in morphology is known as isogamous. Don't consider this is only comes under kingdom fungi. When I start explaining the algae, in algae also, in all algae members also, if those organisms, if they reproduce if they release same type of morphology of male and female gamete, those gametes also known as isogamous. Okay. So next one is, if the male gamete is differ from the female gamete, either it will be like this, or the female gamete will be larger in size. This type of difference or dissimilar morphology of male and female gamete is known as isogamous. Okay, that you have to remember this. Okay, so what is the purpose of drawing two type of gametes here? If the male gamete is circular, maybe it is circular in shape, or it is having a flagella so that it can move by itself. So any of the two dissimilar type of gametes produced by the phycomycete organisms or phycomycete members are known as anisogamous type of gametes, where the gametes are dissimilar in morphology. It doesn't look similar in nature. Okay, so let me tell you, coming to the examples of phycomycetes. Mucor, Rhizopus. Rhizopus is the fungi commonly found on the bread molds. Okay, so the next is Albugo. Albugo is the fungi where it causes diseases in the mustard plants. You can ask me whether it is causing diseases in any other plants. No, my answer will be no. So this type of fungi, it only infects to the particular species known as mustard plant. Okay, so we'll move on to the next classification. So you just write down, example is Mucor. This is the fungi, comes under the class Phycomycete. Rhizopus, found on the bread molds, and Albugo infects the mustard plant. The next is Ascomycetes. The Ascomycetes, this is the second class. It is commonly known as sac fungi, not ask, sac fungi. First characteristic feature, commonly known as sac fungi. Alright, and it is multicellular. It is multicellular. If we give one example for multicellular Ascomycete, that will be Penicillium. And few of the organisms are present unicellular form. So that unicellular Ascomycete is unicellular Ascomycete. Example is yeast. So if they ask you to write, give an example for unicellular Ascomycete, what you have to write? You have to write the yeast. Okay. So the next is coming to the nature. The next characteristic feature, they are saprophytes. They are saprophytes and they are decomposers. Saprophytes, decomposers. They are parasites and caprophilous. They are also known as caprophilous fungi. Yeah, what is caprophilous? Caprophilous is simple. Let me explain you right from the saprophyte. Saprophyte or decomposers. We can use similar word explanation to both. Saprophytes or decomposers, it is going to decay or absorb the soluble organic matter of litter or any of the log or any dead organism, and it is going to clean the earth surface, remember that. And some are parasites. Parasites in sense, the organisms, the fungi comes under the ascomycete. They are going to infect by entering inside the other organism. It will enter inside the other organism, and there it is causing diseases. Those kind of organisms are known as parasites. Now this is the new word for us, right? So what do you mean by caprophilus? Caprophilus is nothing but growing on dung. You might have seen on the dung also few fungi organisms used to grow. That kind of fungi is known as caprophilus, which comes under the class Ascomycetes. So this is all about the habitats of Ascomycete. Let me continue the characteristic feature of Ascomycete. The Ascomycete is, let me continue by explaining the mycelium of it. The mycelium is branched and septate. The mycelium is branched and septate. How do you define the branched and septate mycelium? Simple it is, having number of branches of hyphae and having cross walls in it. So that defines the branched and septate type of Ascomycete. Septa means cross walls. In the previous class it was aseptate. Okay, so the next characteristic feature is the asexual spores are conidia. The asexual. Now we are going to explain the reproduction of Ascomycete. Reproduction takes place by means of asexual and sexual. The sexual and asexual type of reproduction takes place in Ascomycetes. Now coming to the asexual type, it produces a kind of spores known as conidia. So how to clarify our description? What do you mean by conidia? It is nothing but a spore. Okay, where actually it is going to occur, where actually it is going to produce. Let me explain this. Come, just imagine. So this is the hyphae. Okay, so the conidia produces exogenously. Exogenous. Consider this is the hyphae. I am drawing the transversely. On this hyphae, I am going to show you how the conidia produces. Consider this is the stack of that conidia. So consider this is the conidiophore, the place where the conidia produces, and this is known as the conidiophore. So these conidia, it is going to release from this sporangium so that it falls on the suitable substratum, it germinates and it gives rise to a new Ascomycete family. Okay, so my concept is the asexual spores, it is going to produce exogenously in sense outside the hyphae. Why I am pointing out that exogenous condition? Because the sexual forms, the sexual sexual organ is going to produce endogenously inside the hyphae. The sexual spores, the sexual reproduction or the sexually reproduced spores are going to produce inside the hyphae. It means endogenously. That's why I am pointing out this conidia. The conidia produces exogenously. Okay, so this is known as conidiophores. Okay, so now coming to the sexual part of ascomycetes, the sexual reproduction. How the sexual reproduction takes place in ascomycetes? It is simple as asexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction, the sexual spores are called ascospores. Ascospores. While defining the characters itself, we have mentioned here on these three bases the kingdom fungi groups has been classified. That's why the sexual spores are known as ascospores. That's why the name given to the class as ascomycetes. Ascospores, ascomycetes. Okay, so these ascospores endogenously inside the hyphae. That's let me draw. So consider this is the hyphae of ascomycete. Inside this hyphae, it produces a sac-like structure. Inside this, the ascospores develop. When it released out from the body, from the hyphae, it germinate into a new organism, a new family of ascomycete. New family means new member of ascomycete. Okay. So the next is, after the sac-like structure and all, coming to the examples of ascomycete. Just now I mentioned Penicillium, yeast, and then Penicillium, Aspergillus, Claviceps, and then Neurospora. So these are all the examples for ascomycetes. Let me tell you, the Neurospora, it has been used in the biochemical experiments. Only to conduct some experiment, the Neurospora is widely used. Okay, some more example if we consider in this. So some truffles and some edible morels. The morels and truffles are also considered as an ascomycete. So some morels or truffles are edible and some are poisonous. How do you define the edible and poisonous? Poisonous means not fit for eating purpose, and edible means we can eat the morels and truffles, which looks like a mushroom type of fungi. Okay, so you have to mention, you have to write the examples of ascomycetes. So many times they have asked to write the examples of ascomycetes. What do you write? You have to write any 4, because the chapter weightage is 2 mark. If they ask to write the examples of ascomycete, they used to check whether you have written 4 examples or not. If you missed any one example, you will lose the mark. Okay. The third one is Basidiomycete. It's commonly known as bracket fungi. It's not fungi imperfecta, it is known as bracket fungi, and also known as puff balls, and some mushrooms comes under the Basidiomycetes, mushrooms, etc. So what we are going to give a new name or a common name to this the next third class of kingdom fungi is Basidiomycete. The Basidiomycete is commonly known as mushrooms, bracket fungi, or puff balls, common name for Basidiomycete. And these Basidiomycetes grow on soil, tree, stumps, and the next is they also grows on the, one more is there, tree stumps and tree stumps. They also grows on the plant bodies. It means they are parasites. Some of the organisms found in Basidiomycetes are parasites, grows inside the plant body, other plant body, which causes diseases. The asexual reproduction is absent. Asexual reproduction or asexual organs are absent. The reproduction takes place by means of vegetative. So vegetative in sense, either should it reproduce by means of fragmentation or regeneration. Okay, so out of those two, this Basidiomycetes reproduces by means of fragmentation. Fragmentation in sense, if the body of the Basidiomycete break down and fall on the substratum, there it germinate into a new fungi body. Particularly, if we describe the sexual part or sexual reproduction of Basidiomycetes, the sexual reproduction, sex organs are absent. Sex organs are not seen. But here the plasmogamy occurs. So what do you mean by plasmogamy? Fusion of protoplasm of two different hyphae are known as hyphae of Basidiomycetes are known as plasmogamy. Consider this is one hyphae and this is one hyphae. So when it is suitable for the fusion, they form a bridge and they get fused. The protoplasm get fused with one another, and they undergo dikaryotic phase. Okay, suddenly they are not going to reproduce any kind of spores and all. They undergo dikaryon. They undergo dikaryotic phase. They forms a dikaryon. And next is, let me tell you, from those structure, from the fusion part, it is going to produce the fruiting body. Consider this is the dikaryotic phase where the fusion has occurred. From this it is going to produce basidia, and each basidia going to produce the 4 basidiospores. 4 basidiospores. Basidium, basidio. Let me write this. Basidio, 4 basidia and basidiospores. 4 basidiospores. So this is the fruiting body of basidiomycetes. The name itself saying basidiomycetes. Because of having the name, the sexual organ, the sexual part of that hyphae is named as basidium, basidiophore and basidiospores. From the meiosis, after the sexual reproduction of protoplasm, it gives rise to the fruiting body. In that fruiting body, the 4 basidiospores produces. Now, these basidiospores, when it releases from the basidium, this when it falls on the substratum, it starts germinating and it gives rise to a new basidiomycete. Okay, so example for this basidiomycete is Eustylago puccinia. So agaricus, example is agaricus, commonly known as mushroom. Eustylago, commonly known as smut fungi, and puccinia. So this puccinia, it is going to no, it is known as rust fungi. Common name is rust fungi. Okay, so this is all about the basidiomycete class, which is a third major group of kingdom fungi. Fourth one is deuteromycetes. The deuteromycetes, commonly known as fungi imperfecti. Why? Because here in this class, the sexual reproduction organs are absent. Only it reproduces by means of vegetative and asexual. So after some discovery, some scientists found out that deuteromycetes organisms, the members of this class also reproduces by means of sexual. When they come to know these organisms also, the organisms comes under the deuteromycetes, they also reproduces by means of sexual. They moved out from this class and put it into the basidiomycetes and ascomycetes. The fungi imperfecti, what does it mean? It means it is not a complete sexual it doesn't have any sexual reproducing organism. It reproduces only by means of vegetative and asexual. And the other characteristic features are as follows. These are known as let me tell you, the mycelium. About the mycelium first. The mycelium is branched and septate. Branched and septate, what does it mean? The mycelium is having number of branches, and inside the hyphae we can find number of cross walls. So that's why the mycelium is known as what is that? Mycelium is branched and septate. The saprophytes are the deuteromycetes are saprophytes, and it is known as parasites. Some of the organisms comes under deuteromycetes are known to be saprophytes. Saprophytes in sense they are going to decompose the litter and the waste organism or the dead organism, and some are considered to be parasite. Parasite in sense disease causing organism. Now coming to the let me tell you one more thing about this. These deuteromycetes, it is going to recycle the mineral content. Mineral recycling. So mineral recycling means whatever the main function we can consider in the deuteromycete is they are the saprophyte. Saprophyte is they are going to decompose the litter. Okay, so while decomposing those litter and all, it is going to send back the minerals again to the soil. From the soil, the other plant can utilize those useful minerals. And the examples, coming to the examples of deuteromycete, the one is Alternaria, Caletotrichum and Trichoderma. Alternaria, Caletotrichum and Trichoderma. Okay, so these are the examples of deuteromycetes. So with this we have completed the classification of kingdom fungi. So in the next session we will learn about the kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia, and will study a short note on viroids, viruses and prions. Okay, thank you.